What is going on, guys? It is your girl Janiqua A, and I'm back with another reading for you guys. If no one told you guys today, I love you, and I know all your dreams and aspirations matter because they do. So let's tap in and let's get you a quick message for this beautiful Tuesday morning. Archangel Michael and the light bomb, please protect me. Protect my mind, my body, and my spirit. We're going to clear all my chakras as we tap in to whatever the Lord needs to let the people know. Greenhouse. All right, so this is rewards. All right, this is stability. This is the seeds you've sown that is going to bloom into everlasting achievements. All right, it's because of the environment you have been creating and surrounding yourself in. All right, also taking something very seriously. You know, when you start to want to plant and you venture out and purchase a greenhouse, that means you're serious about your growth. That means you're serious about what's growing around you, what you have control over. All right, so we got the greenhouse out here. I see a beautiful atmosphere. Okay, also the air. Like the air you are inhaling is good air. Okay, the environment you are choosing to create, it's sending off good air. I'm hearing you can breathe. All right, let's see. Let's get some more on this energy. Spirit, give me more on this energy. Your surroundings are enhancing your resources. Oh my gosh. This is a whole lot of planting. Growth. All right, there's something that grew. And you might be getting put in a position or an environment that is bigger. Okay, because when you plant a seed, it's in a nursery. Like it's in a, you want the seed to become a sprout. And when you see that seed sprouting, that's when you know something is taking off. You know, the sprouts in gardening is the first physical checkpoint, letting you know the seed or the project or the investment that you was doing is working. All right, so like say if you got a job, this will be like your paychecks coming in or you getting comfortable with the role you playing and you're doing a good job. If this is a relationship, it says relationship change and growth. So this could be y'all relationships as a whole growing, or there could be a specific relationship or partnership that spirit is kind of like nudging you to focus on. But it's like spirit wants you to see, spirit is showing you guys this week that the things you are getting your hands dirty with, right? The things that you are working with, something about your hands. Your hands are very gifted in nurturing and growing things, okay? But it's time to focus on a specific relationship or partnership or opportunity in partnerships. All right, maybe a certain direction you're going in an industry, at work. All right, it's time to focus on partnerships, a specific one or a specific demographic of people that you are being called to partner with. It's like spirit is offering you sight, like spirit is showing you something. Spirit is showing you something like, look how much something grown, or look what's growing. Something germinated, something grew up out of the soil. Remember, When you see a sprout, it's the first physical checkpoint that you're doing something right. All right, let's get more into this reading. Get ready to be shown something. And a form of achievements and progress. That's the greenhouse. The greenhouse says the seeds you've sowed is blooming into everlasting achievements. All right, this might even be multiple opportunities. I see multiple plants in this greenhouse. So think about the plants as what you got your hands into. It could even be passive income. It could even be venturing out on another stream of income, learning a project, learning some sort of study that is going to allow you to branch out on another stream of income. But right now, this is an offer. Something has grown. You can physically see something grew. All right, you're going to be able to hold it in your hands. So this is giving heavy earth energy, like resources. This might be a promotion. This might be a commitment for some of you guys. Spirit, give me more on this energy. But it's definitely the partnerships, the type of people or a person that Spirit wants you to focus on. The Two of Swords. To the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you don't see this coming. All right, for a lot of you guys, you do not see this coming. It's like Spirit has you blindfolded. I'm seeing like, y'all, with this Two of Swords and this Wheel of Fortune, this is like a surprise. You don't see it coming. For a lot of you guys, throughout a certain process, right, in your life, whatever you've been investing into physically, putting your money into it, putting your mind, putting your time into it, you may have been just being led by faith and not by sight, not really focused on the outcome, but more focused on the process. All right, there was something that is going to be unexpected this week that you don't even see coming that grew. Like Spirit want to show you this blessing, but I don't feel like you don't see it coming. It's like Spirit again had you blindfolded. All right, and bring you to whatever blessing, and now you get to take the blindfolds off. And you're going to be in the Wheel of Fortune. This is happening fast. All right, the wheel is turning fast in your favor. And I feel like this is you don't see this blessing coming. You do not see this blessing coming. All right, because you was too, I'm hearing passionate, or you was too busy with the process. All right, so thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying, whatever you're doing right now that is allowing you to kind of detach from the outcome and really put your energy into the process, you know, it's not necessarily the goal, right? Because once we reach a goal, it's time to dream bigger. But what have you learned in the process? Has the process been so hard and unfulfilling? Or, you know, sometimes people go to school and they actually like school. They actually meeting people. They actually growing. They learning. All right? That's being in love with the journey. Right? It's not necessarily the destination, because once you reach the destination, now what? You know, it's time to continue to evolve. But it's something about you being in love with the process. You not just doing something for a price tag. You not just doing something for clout. You not just doing something for attention. You are in love with the process. That's just like somebody that likes to grow things. If somebody is saying, I'm going to grow this and really serious about it, and they say, you know what, I'm going to invest into this craft. I'm going to invest into this idea, because I know if I get a greenhouse, I'm going to really learn how to grow. I'm going to really see the fruits from my labor if I really put time and really invest on a material level, on a financial level, focus level, even reaching out to buy a greenhouse. Now, just off of that one thought, like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give 110%. When you're not too focused on the outcome and you really in love with your work, or you really in love with people, okay, you don't even be seeing the blessings coming because you so in love with your journey. You don't want it to end, right? So y'all are working on something right now where I would advise y'all to keep doing it, because you do not see a huge blessing coming. You just in love with doing the work. You in love with digging up that dirt. I'm just getting an analogy, like a gardener. They don't really keep, they so excited to be planting seeds. Like, they are excited about the outcome, but they know certain seeds don't grow. They know that if you really want to be the best gardener, all right, you need to be investing in soil. You need to be investing into the greenhouse. You need to be invested into the things that planters do, gardeners do. Every true gardener got a greenhouse. All right. Literally, the ones that really like sell plants, or, I hope y'all get what I'm saying. So right now, you're going to notice is your reading, because you have been doing something. All right. A physical thing that requires your time, that requires sacrifice, that requires you to be focused on it, that requires your money, right? Investing into something that is going to benefit the process, that you know that it's going to bring everlasting achievements. Why not get a greenhouse? It might be, it's different for y'all. All right, you fell in love with the process, and now you don't even see how far. It's like a timeline jump. Just because this is this greenhouse, it was an action you took in investing into your resources and investing into your foundation. You took it serious and you said, let me step it up a notch. I need something that can house my blessings. Ooh, because that's what the greenhouse do. It's a house for your plants. It's a house ensuring growth, ensuring that every seed that you plant in that greenhouse is going to grow. Y'all have been stewarding well, all right? And whatever purchase, like some of you guys, you purchased an online class to get better at something. Some of you guys went back to school and really, really had to pay maybe something. A lot of you guys paid off debt. All right, but a lot of you guys did something physically that required your money, your time, your focus, and your attention on it. I'm seeing like the Eight of Pentacles. So now, you guys so stronger in learning how to house your blessings, learning how to protect and ensure growth with whatever it is that you're working on, your family, yourself, your money, your stability, your creations, your relationships, whatever it is. You've learned how to house and ensure long-lasting achievements. You also feel you're being rewarded with resources right now because you've showed the universe that you're not scared to invest into yourself. You're not scared to back yourself up with a little bit of money, all right, to ensure. Sometimes you need to take a class. That requires money. You could spend money on clothes, right? You could spend money on partying. You could spend money on going out. You could spend money on yourself and invest into yourself too. A business, depending on what state you in, okay? You could even file free and just pay state tax, the state part of it amount. And that is no more than $200. For some states, it's only $100 to start your own business. And I'm not saying go do that. I'm saying look how little bit of money you gotta invest to own a business, to have your name on a business, a LLC. So you did good. Whatever you spent your money on, and it required time, all right? It required you to pay attention to something that you don't know or you could get better at, okay? Y'all, it done like you doing that broke poverty, right? Like you choosing to pay your bills not on time, but if you got the money, pay it early. That every time you choose to do something like that, that is breaking poverty and lack out of your life. Because even if you get out the energy of feeling like you're not going to have no more money, like say if you got money and probably a little bit left over where you could actually pay your bills early, but you might not have as much than you just had if you don't pay that bill. And you say, you know what? I'm paying this bill early because I want to change. I want to be more financially free and intelligent and trust the universe is going to back me up. And you start getting in the energy of doing that and not really worrying about how much money you got left over, because you know spirit bringing it in. It's about your choices. It's about creating a home, a housing, your blessing. This is something about housings. This is something about property. All right? A lot of you guys before the summertime, all right, is going to be in your own property. All right, where you could store your valuables, ensuring the atmosphere will ensure, the atmosphere is ensuring growth and long-lasting achievements. It's because you investing on a physical level and on a material level, on a spiritual level and on an emotional level, on a creative level, in a seed. And you about to be shown how much it grew because you were so in love with the process. Imagine going back to school and you really, really love the vibe. You really learning. You really asking questions. You really studying. You're not even going to worry about graduation too much because you so involved with the present moment. With the present moment. A lot of people, they get into jobs or relationships or hobbies and they not in the present moment. They always recording. They want somebody to see them doing it. When you in love with the process, money comes, y'all. This is for somebody that y'all don't even see this coming. The wheel of fortune. The wheel of fortune is Jupiter energy, is growth and expansion. It's growth and expansion. So I'm seeing in 2 days or 2 weeks with this Two of Swords. All right. My advice to you is just continue to be in love with the process. For some of you guys, this is going to be like a dream job or a dream life or a dream seed or a dream reality that you even get an opportunity to do something like this. This is something that you've been wanting to do since young. All right. And now with the money, the provision that's coming in, you're utilizing it wisely because you're investing into yourself. That one investment that you did recently with this greenhouse, like ensuring, all right, getting you quality tools that you need for your work or your resources, picking up a class or reading, to fill your mind. So y'all don't see this coming. Y'all don't see this coming. Spirit, I'm hearing you about to take the blindfolds off. All right, so I'm hearing surprise, surprise. Oh my gosh. The Page of Pentacles. All right, the Page of Pentacles is into academics. All right, it's into learning. Like they looking at that pentacle like, wow, I really got my hands on this blessing. Okay. I might not really know what to do with all of this money. I might not know what to do with this huge pinnacle. All right. I might not even feel ready, but God said you're ready. All right. You are mentally, you are like the Page of Pentacles is so smart. They're educated. All right. And their thirst for knowledge, it's like the Page of Swords, but They got the knowledge. Now they gotta connect, right? They got the resource. Now they gotta network. Now they gotta research. Now they got to invest. They can't just keep the pinnacle. All right. Now they gotta venture out and build a team. Oh, this is good for y'all. All right. This is good for y'all. That's that seed. It's all correlating the greenhouse, the growth, relationship change and growth. Also, your relationship changes. Your relationships are changing. And like globally. Hold on one second, guys. You see Empress? So y'all, you done landed some sort of authority, some sort of promotion, some sort of physical material blessing. Somebody is coming in to offer you this. This is somebody also that is young, all right, or not even young. They don't have all of the knowledge that they need to like invest properly. I see you becoming somebody that people go to and pay for services and financial literacy, or learning how to open up a business, or learning how to write a book, or learning how to do hair, learning like expect March and this blessing that is rolling right in fast this week for you guys. All right, expect it to be putting you in a position to accept monetary gains for your gifts. All right, I see the next generation also looking up to you. All right, I'm hearing you doing it for the culture. All right, expect you to resonate with the youth. All right, expect the youth to resonate with you. Page of Pentacles. All right, we talking about academics. We talking about going back to school. We talking about reading. We talking about communicating. How can I get better at this money? How can I get better at these resources? How can I tighten up my skills? What class do I gotta take? What course do I gotta pay for? All right. Do you network and Page of Pentacles when you in school, or when you in building a team, or being in a community as a force? You learn people. Remember, it's not what you know sometimes, it's who you know. Because you can know a lot, but not be around the right people that could get you indoors. Y'all, I'm just hearing you don't see this coming. This is everlasting success and achievements, all by upgrading on things you need on a physical level to be sharper. A lot of people do not pay the money to do certain things. All right. Spirit, what's the closing out messages? Because I don't want to blow too much. You know, I don't want to, now that you know some money coming, or now that you know something big is coming, Wheel of Fortune is a lot to your destiny. It's catapulting you into your destiny. You in a state of my God. I don't want you to get not excited no more. You know, sometimes when you know you got the blessing, you just don't go as hard. You're like, yeah, I need you to focus. Continue to be so in tune with the journey. Continue to be so in tune with the progress and the environment. All right. Be so in love with the process right now. All right, because you do not see this coming, and it's an offer of a lifetime. Okay, Spirit, what is the closing out messages? You're going to be also able to teach in that type of field. Spirit is moving you into like a field. I'm seeing like you're no more in a little garden. All right, you're moving into a field. So thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying this is speaking about space. Spirit is enlarging your space. Spirit is moving you. It's like you've outgrown. You know, when you sow a seed, we put it in a nursery plant. Okay, we put it in a nursery plant, and once you see the roots growing around the inside of the soil, but like imprinting the pot, it's time, because it's going to get root bound. All right. So right now you're being uprooted to a bigger space. All right. Now this speaks on everything in your life. All right. You are moving into a bigger space in your resources. You are moving into a bigger space in your career. where you are being seen more, you're being given more authority, you're being looked at, you're communicating more. Your communication is getting you to certain places that it couldn't get you before. You're learning what to say, you're learning how to do business. Everything is being enlarged. You might even feel intimidated because how big you're getting, or how big the people around you are, how influential the people around you are, how much money the people around you got. God is enhancing your reality and giving you a field to play with. That's a little nervous. You like, God, I said I wanted money, but damn. All right, and that's, hold on, y'all. She is literally trying to eat a squirrel, all right, that comes on my deck. Imagine you asking for a blessing and spirit. See, spirit don't do it just a little bit. Spirit give you the gold mine, and sometimes you don't wanna mess that up. This is opportunities that you never had before. This is money that you never really had before. This is a space and opportunity where you can do whatever it is you want. You have space. Spirit is enlarging your space. Stop! Because if you break my window, all right, you will be sleeping outside. Okay? You're going to be excited. You want to get to it. Okay? Stop! Or spirit might be blocking people. All right, let me close out this reading because now they want to... Oh my gosh, the Three of Pentacles work. All right? I'm hearing, and it all worked out. All right? Hold on. I see leadership, all right? I see a different type of field, a bigger field, all right, where it's looking like you are getting connected to like the officials. You are working now with the officials, with the CEOs. You becoming a CEO. You surrounding yourself with like-minded people, all right? You collaborating. This is a collab, all right? This is a collab of a lifetime. Okay, so I love you guys and I hope that helped.